This is Austin with One Wheel Parts, and today we're going to be showing you how to install our HEXAGON grip tape. You do get two options between a 4mm, which is a little bit more cushiony, and a 2mm, which is a little bit less cushiony, a little bit higher performance. Each piece of grip tape will come with its own underlaminate. We have nearly every color under the rainbow, including rainbow itself, and are always adding new ones on our website. A good way to distinguish these, if you have a stock front, it will have two relief cuts in it, which match the relief cuts on the sensor. I'm going to show y'all the trick that makes installing these laminates a breeze. First thing, set your laminates on the foot pads to make sure you've got the right one and don't end up putting the front on the back and the back on the front. Let's start at the bottom and only peel around an inch of the backing paper off. Once we have an inch pulled back along the whole bottom edge, we're going to fold and crease it. This will help us easily move it around so we don't install it crooked. The fold helps it slide around and not stick. I find it's easiest to get my alignment with the bottom edge. Once you're happy with it, we're going to press down on that bottom crease and start installing the rest of it. Here's where that trick comes in. As we slowly peel the backing paper off, we're going to press the laminate down in a windshield wiper motion, going back and forth, pressing it down as we're peeling. Really take your time, don't be afraid to go slowly with it. If you try to rush this, you may end up with some creases and air bubbles. If you have a concave foot pad, you may end up with a few creases. That's totally normal. Any imperfections will be covered up by the grip tape and won't affect the integrity of the laminate. But now we can start installing the grip tape. So we'll peel the outside edge off of our hexagon pattern. We'll remove our logo piece at the bottom and we're going to use that for alignment. So take the rest of our foot pad, line it on there with the foot pad, make sure you get your alignment right, and this is where that logo piece is going to come in. What we're going to do is peel the back off of it and stick it right in the missing slot after we've gotten our alignment, and that's going to make installing the rest of it a breeze. Once we got that on there, we're going to take the rest of it off and peel only the backer off of the hexagons, leaving the backer on that spider web sort of webbing in between each of the hexagons. Once we got those all off, setting it on there is a breeze. Once we'll just line it up with our missing piece that we already put on there. Once we got it, we're going to press down from the middle, working our ways to the edges. This is going to again help prevent any air bubbles or anything like that getting trapped under there. Give it a few smacks to release any of the air bubbles. We'll start peeling the webbing out from in between our grip tape so you can show off those pretty colors underneath. So first thing, go ahead, open up your Onewheel app and we're going to test our sensor. Tap it 3 times on each side of the sensor, making sure it engages and doesn't stick. The app will show whether it is the toe side or the heel side being engaged, and the light bar below your foot pad will show blue when it's engaged. Activate both sides at the same time as well with the 3 taps. Before we install anything on the front foot pad, make sure it's clean and there is no dirt or lingering adhesive left on there. We sell a fantastic adhesive remover for this job. So now we're ready to install the front. This one's going to be the same process as the back. Make sure you got your alignment and peel only around an inch of that backer off of the bottom of the adhesive. Make sure you get a good crease on there, that way it lifts the underlaminate off of the foot pad so you can move it around and get your alignment. So we'll flip it on over there, get everything aligned. Once we got it all where we want it, we're going to press down along that crease and use the same windshield wipery motion to get that foot pad looking nice and clean. If you are getting some air bubbles or creases or anything like that, go ahead, take your time a little bit more, slow down with it. You can work in little sections with the back and forth too, sometimes I help. It helps remove some of those air bubbles, and most of them should come out with the perforations that we put in it. Again, very crucial, take your time, don't peel it off too fast without windshield wipering it back to the foot pad or anything like that, and it's going to be looking smooth as butter. So let's go ahead and make sure we've done everything correctly. Open up your Onewheel app and we're going to test our sensor. Tap it 3 times on each side of the sensor, making sure it engages and doesn't stick. The app will show whether it is the toe side or the heel side being engaged, and the light bar below your foot pad will show blue when it's engaged. Activate both sides at the same time as well with the 3 taps. Alrighty, now we've got our laminate on there, we can move on to the grip tape. Same process as before, peeling the outside off of our hexagon pattern and removing our center logo piece. We'll set our foot pad on there, get our alignment, and then we'll take our logo piece, peel the back off of that, and press it on there. Again, we'll flip our pad around, peel off only the sections on the hexagons, leaving that webbing in between, and we're ready to stick it on the foot pad. And it just slots right on in there really nicely since we've done the initial hexagon piece. Again, once we've got it there, press from the center out to the sides. This will help prevent any air bubbles from getting trapped. Give it a few good smacks to really set it down on there. And time to remove the webbing. And man, that board looks clean. Whew! So let's go ahead and make sure we've done everything correctly. Open up your Onewheel app and we're going to test our sensor. Tap it 3 times on each side of the sensor, making sure it engages and doesn't stick. The app will show whether it is the toe side or the heel side being engaged, and the light bar below your foot pad will show blue when it's engaged. Activate both sides at the same time as well with the 3 taps. If you get a yellow blinking light, open up your app. It should give you an error saying your Onewheel needs its personal space. That means your sensor is stuck being engaged. This is why our grip tape has perforations in it on the bottom. There will be some small air bubbles trapped underneath it. Give it a few good smacks to loosen them up and force them out from under the grip tape through those perforations and test it again. And it's as easy as that. This has been Austin with 1WHEELParts. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.